we are back for UFC this
265.
weekend, 265. Let's
Yeah.
fucking get it.
It's a good card, too.
It this is gonna be one where I'm gonna have to stay up till fucking 3 in the morning
I,
watching this
I'm
whole
going
thing.
to, I'll be able to make the end of it. I'm going to be at Jimmy Buffett for
Ooh,
most of the prelims,
ooh,
unfortunately, because I do have some good bets this week.
yeah.
Um, I'll be checking my phone, of course, obviously. Have
Right.
to. Have to.
Are you gonna bring sand to the Jimmy Buffett concert?
Am I going to bring what?
Sand?
No.
M- make a beach?
Not gonna bring sand. I will be in a Hawaiian shirt of some kind. I'm going to Goodwill later today.
Yeah, got it.
Have to.
That's gonna be fantastic.
Oh yeah. Um, just like this card, fantastic.
Yep.
First fight is Johnny Munhoz versus Jamie Simmons. Munhoz is minus 230, 9,100 on DraftKings versus Jamie Simmons, plus 180, 7,100 on DraftKings. This fight, to me, is pretty straightforward. I think Munoz is the better fighter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, he's going to outclass Simmons with grappling. The only thing is, Simmons is wild. He really relies on strength and athleticism, which he does have in spades. But we saw in his last fight against Giga that when a better fighter fights him, he has no answer, and he got KO'd easily by Giga.
Yes.
Johnny Munoz is 10-1, and his one loss was to Joseph Manis, his first fight in the UFC, and that was a tough test. And he fought Joseph Manis really tough. That was a
Yep.
really close fight. It could have gone either way.
Absolutely.
So I really like Munoz here. There is value in him at minus 230. I do think he finishes this fight probably by sub. So once those props come out, of course they're not out yet. I'll probably be all over that one. And 9,100 on DraftKings is value. There's value there, and I don't know how many people are going to be taking him. So I think he'll be a little under-owned.
Yeah, for sure.
Next fight is Victoria Leonardo at plus 105, 7,400 on DraftKings versus Melissa Gatto, minus 130, 8,800. What do you think about this one, Scott?
I like. I kind of like the dog here.
It's a tough one.
It is
It's
a tough one. Probably a stay away. But mm, I mean, got KO'd by Fiorot in her
she,
last fight.
yeah, no shame there. Manon Fiorot
Yeah,
is a beast.
yeah, and
Leonardo should actually probably be the better striker um,
yeah,
in this matchup versus Gatto. The only problem is Gatto is a jiu-jitsu specialist.
right. So if Leonardo
Um,
can keep it standing,
yeah.
she's got a good shot.
And Melissa Gatto has had a few fights canceled
Mm,
on her. It does seem like the UFC wants her to win. I know how the UFC does do that sometimes.
yeah,
The only problem would be if she gets stuck standing against Victoria Leonardo, she might end up losing this fight. It's a not a it's a lower level women's MMA fight, which those are the hardest ones to bet. So like you said, I like to stay away. 8,800 on DraftKings if you're going with the Gatto route. If you're just thinking about ways of victory, it's probably by sub. So 8,800 she'll probably pay off. I wouldn't take Leonardo. I don't think she scores highly if she wins. I think it'll be a
right.
boring
If
decision.
if Leonardo, yeah, that's 29-28 split decision probably.
Yeah. Next fight's a good one, and it was
Yes.
supposed to happen a couple weeks ago. Miles Johns minus 200. He is 8,900 on DraftKings versus Anderson Dos Santos plus 160, 7,300 on DraftKings. This one, like we said a few weeks ago, it's a tough fight to call. Miles Johns only has one loss, I believe, and he's fighting Anderson Dos Santos, who is a little bit wild. It's kind of like the first fight, except Miles Johns is not a takedown artist. But Dos Santos is a guy who relies on the KO or the sub.
Yeah.
Whereas Miles Johns, he does have KO power. He won his last fight by KO, but that was in round 3. He did lose by KO to Batista, which does scare me a little bit because Dos Santos definitely has more power than Mario Batista.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with both these guys, and it is an issue on both sides, is they both gas.
They do.
Um, so it makes it difficult to pick.
I would the props are not out and the over under lines are not out, but I would think if the total is set at 2.5, I would definitely go under.
Yeah. And honestly, if I had to pick, I'd pick Dos Santos as the dog. And I like him on
I like
DraftKings
that.
too.
I like that as well.
Yeah. He's the guy he'll fight hard for you. Miles Johns, he's a great fighter, obviously, but
Yeah.
you've seen him gas, and when he gasses, he has nothing. Dos
Right.
Santos is a guy who could dig deep, and I think that might be the difference in this fight. Unless I say that, and then that's unless Miles John just pieces Anderson Dos Santos up, being the more technical guy, which
Right.
is very possible. Next fight, Manel Kape, minus 215, 9,000 on DraftKings versus Odie Osborne, plus 170, 7,200. I already locked in the dog here. I already placed a bet. I got the line at plus
I was
170.
going to go with Odie as well.
He's Odie
Plus
Osborne.
155 that's hard to pass up.
So it's already down to 155. I got it at plus 170. I locked it in.
Yeah.
Odie Osborne's dropping 2 weight divisions for this fight. Not just one, he's dropping 2. He stated he didn't cut weight before at all.
Right.
So when he started fighting bigger fighters, he fought Brian Kelleher, beat Odie Osborne.
Yeah.
I think that made him realize he's got to start cutting weight. Everybody does it. He's a really talented guy. He's going to be huge for the weight division.
Yeah, he's 2 inches taller, and I think he's got 5 inches of reach on him.
Yeah, and then Manel on the flip side, he's had 2 really, really razor thin fights in the UFC in Pantoja and Nicolau, but he's lost both of them. He came in here a really hot prospect.
Yeah, 2 straight losses.
I think he was champion of, what was it, 1FC? Was he the 1FC champ?
Ryzen FS.
Ryzen.
Even worse.
And he is someone who, in his losses, he still looked decent.
Yeah.
But a guy like Odie, I think he's gonna win here. I think he might be able to put Manel away with that reach, dropping down, showing that he's committed to this. He's a young guy. Love the line. Got to bet him. And got to take him on DraftKings at 7,200.
And Texas cards there's usually some fuckery with the judges.
That's very true.
So definitely
very true.
Dogs are always in play
in Texas. I agree. Next fight is Carolina I don't even know how to say it. Kolakavitz. That's how you say it. Minus 124. She's 8,300 on DraftKings versus Jessica Penne, plus 100, 7,900 on DraftKings. This is another impossible one, Scott. Do you have a lean here?
Well, I mean, just looking at these two, it looks like Jessica Penne is probably 30 pounds heavier than Kolakavitz, even though they're weighing at the same, fucking weight class. Yeah, I mean, definitely stay away, but I mean, you maybe fucking Penne. Is she on OnlyFans?
She is. I actually lean. I think I lean Carolina. I'm not going to bet it. And the only reason I lean Carolina is because I heard she's been training with Johanna Jezrecki.
Okay. Well, I mean, they're both Polish, so.
Yeah. I heard she's been training with her. She's lost her last 1, 2, 3, 4 fights. Yeah. Before that, though, she beat Felice Herrig. Pretty good win.
In 2018.
Yep. She did beat Rose Namajunas back in the day.
Yeah.
She lost to. She's fought. They've both fought who's who of the weight division.
Yeah.
They've both fought Jezrecki and lost to her.
Yep. Both
But
lost to Andrade.
I just can't get myself to bet on a 38-year-old Jessica Penne.
Yeah, these are both over the hill ladies.
Yeah, and Carolina's not that old, but like you said, she's got a million fights. So
Yeah.
and
Well, she's still 35. That's
what'd she do? She quit. She quit fighting. I think after her last fight, she quit fighting and hasn't fought in a while. It's,
February 2020. So
yeah,
year and a half.
I think she said she was retired. It's tough to trust a fighter once they do stuff like that. Big stay away there.
Yeah.
Next up is an interesting fight to break down. Is Alonzo Menafield minus 240, 9,200 on DraftKings versus Ed Herman plus 190, 7,000 on DraftKings. And Menafield has not been the fighter that we all thought he was going to be coming into the UFC.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I still think he's going to beat Ed Herman, though.
Agreed. And I still think he gets the round one knockout
Yeah.
against Ed Herman. The only issue is if he does not, this is why I said it was interesting to break down. If he does not get the round one knockout against Ed Herman, does he lose? Yeah, I think he might. So it's pretty interesting. Ed Herman could take a little bit of a beating. He's fought forever.
Yes.
he's been punch drunk forever.
40-year-old Ed Herman.
Yeah. The quick look of it is Alonzo Menafield by knockout. But if he...
Yeah, but that's almost like too easy.
Yeah.
That's why it scares me.
Exactly. You know what? It might be a fight to live bet. You bet Alonzo Menafield. You take the prop on knockout. If it gets out of round one, he'll probably win round one no matter what. But if it gets out of round one, you take the Ed Herman, and it'll probably be like plus 500 at that point.
Yeah.
Because Menafield doesn't have the gas to go, and Ed Herman doesn't have the gas to go either. But Ed Herman's willing to die in the octagon.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys.
He certainly looks that way.
He is one of those guys.
He's got the crazy eyes, for sure.
Yeah. And he's like one of those guys, he gets really mad. He gets pissed all the time.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I agree. The play here is Menafield, round one. And like I said, if you're watching live and you're able to live bet, if it gets out of round one, think about placing a bet on Ed Herman.
Might as well. I mean,
Next
you probably
fight,
can put $20 down to win 100.
Right. Next fight is maybe my favorite play on the card. Vince Morales minus 103, 7,800 on DraftKings versus Draco Rodriguez, and I love Vince Morales. He's looked good in his losses. He hits really hard. He's overall pretty good fighter. He knocked down Lopez when they fought. He's fought tough guys. So he started off against Song Yadong, fought Ayman Sahabi and won. Lost to Lopez in a close fight and lost to Gutierrez by knockout in the second round. And Gutierrez is a beast.
Right.
And the guy he's fighting in Draco Rodriguez was a huge favorite over Ayman Sahabi, and he looked like dog shit. Got knocked out right away.
Yeah.
Vince Morales is a guy who will fight for your money. I like to bet on guys like that. He's another one. He's got like that Mexican pride. I don't even know if he's Mexican. I don't think he is. But he's got that attitude.
I think they're both American.
Well, his heritage, whatever his heritage. But I don't even think his heritage is Mexican. But he's got that attitude.
Right.
He's willing to go in there and put it all on the line, and he knows he's fighting for his job in the UFC, and I think he beats Draco Rodriguez. I love him on DraftKings as well at 78.
Oh, I've got him in one of my lineups for sure.
Next fight, Bobby Green, plus 260, 6,900 on DraftKings versus Rafael Fiziev, minus 345, 9,300 on DraftKings.
He's
Scott,
actually dropped on Bovada. He's down to minus 300, but that's
oh
still a
wow.
prohibitive favorite.
What do you think?
I think probably Fiziev gets it done.
I do too. The only thing is Bobby Green loses fights you think he's gonna win, and wins fights you think he's gonna lose.
Yeah, I mean this is definitely like I mean biggest well second biggest favorite on the fight card behind Ciryl Gane. I could see this one being the he's gonna Fiziev is gonna be in probably every parlay, so why wouldn't he lose?
Right. The play here, I think, is the over. Bobby
Yeah,
Green does not get finished.
yeah, I fucking
Nobody.
love that.
Nobody finishes Bobby Green.
Nobody,
Um,
nobody makes me
and he
believe my
and
underdog.
Bobby and Bobby Green doesn't finish anyone. So
Yeah,
it's perfect.
win or
The
lose,
over.
it's yeah,
The over's the play. It's probably going to be minus 200, something like that, but it's still
yeah,
worth it.
yeah. The
But yeah,
over is gonna be three rounds,
I
probably.
agree. Fiziev, he's going to have the straighter punches. He probably has the advantage everywhere. If we're being honest, maybe the grappling, like jiu-jitsu, goes to Bobby Green, but he has no wrestling, so it won't matter.
Right.
And now I'm looking at Bobby Green is going to fight Fiziev, but he's been dealing with a chest injury,
Oh boy.
uh, derived from having air pockets in his lungs and failed kidneys. But he won't.
Failed like
Yeah.
they've already failed.
Yes. But
So, all
apparently
right.
that won't be an issue, and he is going to face Fiziev.
Well, I mean, these fighters' kidneys almost fail every time they cut weight.
That's true. That's going to be interesting to see if he'll be able to make weight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'd be very concerned. He could
He's not a guy
honestly
that
be.
cuts much weight, but still.
Yeah.
Next fight is a really good fight. Song Yadong, plus 100, 8,000 on DraftKings versus Casey Kenny. Casey Kenny's minus 125, 8,200 on DraftKings. What do you think, Scott?
I like Casey Kenny.
Me too.
Yeah.
We're on the same page, that one.
Quantum entanglement.
Yep. Casey Kenny did lose to Dominic Cruz, but he looked pretty good in that loss.
He looks really fucking good in that loss.
Yeah. He has really good wins in the UFC. Only losses are to Cruz and Dvalishvili. Neither one is a bad loss.
Yeah, Marab's a beast.
The only problem is Song Yadong is also really good.
Yeah.
So it's a good matchup. Song Yadong did lose to Kyler Phillips. Kyler Phillips just ruined everyone's parlays this past week with a loss,
He sure did.
even though I did think he won that.
Well, the judging last week was
Brutal.
brutal.
So brutal. Yeah. But yeah, I like Casey Kenny to be the faster guy. I think he'll have the takedown advantage. I don't know if he'll use it, but he's going to be faster than Song Yadong, who probably will be the more powerful striker. But I don't see him finishing Casey Kenny.
Yeah.
Kenny's the
I
play,
would,
minus 125.
yeah, and probably the over as well.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I agree. This is going to decision.
Yeah.
Next fight is Tisha Torres, minus 137, 8,700 on DraftKings versus Angela Hill, plus 110, 7,500 on DraftKings. This is a hard fight to call. This is a
Yeah.
high-level women's MMA fight.
Yeah. And it's
For
still
once.
impossible. And I think the
Yeah.
line is about right.
I do too. I
I'm not
slightly lean Tisha.
Yeah, I'm not super high on Angela Hill.
Me neither. She's been looking better as of late. That win against Yoder, she dominated the shit out of
Yeah.
her, but Yoder
Yeah.
sucks.
Right.
We fade
That's the
Yoder.
thing.
Fade Yoder.
And you know, anytime she faces someone really good,
She
loses a decision.
And not even really good. She lost to Watterson. Michelle Watterson lost.
Right.
So,
Claudia Gadelha is pretty good though.
yes, for sure. Tisha, on the other hand, she's fought Weili Zhang,
Yeah.
Jezrecki,
Yeah.
Andrade, and went to decision with all of them. Yeah, I'm with you. I slightly lean Tisha. I'm not gonna bet it though.
Yeah. Definite stay away.
Yeah, and then these next three fights are fucking
Top
awesome.
tier. Top tier.
All of
Absolutely.
these fights are really good. With starting with Michael Chiesa plus 100, 7,700 on DraftKings versus Vicente Luque minus 124, 8,500 on DraftKings. And I love Michael Chiesa here in this spot.
So I was thinking the same thing. I thought it was crazy.
No, you are not
No.
crazy.
No.
Michael Chiesa has looked like
Good.
almost unstoppable
Yeah.
with his wrestling.
Yeah.
He just out wrestles you. He knows he's not a striker. And like guys like Conor McGregor, Conor tried to get good at everything, right?
Right.
He was a specialist. He had the one punch KO. That was his thing. When he tried to get good at everything is when he went downhill.
Right.
Michael Chiesa is a specialist who knows he's a specialist. He's not going to try to stand with Vicente Luque at all.
Yeah.
He's going to take down, rinse and repeat. Vicente Luque is going to get tired because he always gets tired.
Right.
He's another guy who could fight through it, though. Has proven that. But he's not going to be able to defend these takedowns against Michael Chiesa.
Right. Listen to his last 4 fucking fights. Beat Neil Magny, unanimous decision. Beat Dos Anjos, unanimous decision. Beat Diego Sanchez, unanimous decision. Beat Carlos Condit by sub.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't lost since July 7th, 2018 to Anthony Pettis by sub.
And that was good Anthony Pettis.
That was very good Anthony Pettis.
He also lost to Kevin Lee by sub. No love lost. And then look at that. He beat Beneil Dariush, who's going to fight for a title.
Right.
He's fucking nasty. I think Michael Chiesa gets this win. I think he gets it by sub.
Yeah. I was a little nervous. I was like, oh, +1. Like, he's a dog here. Like, are his kidneys failing?
Because if you look at Vicente, he beat Tyron Woodley. He beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
But his last 2 wins against Brown and Price, those aren't looking as good anymore.
No, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
yeah.
Really?
And then he lost to Josh Thompson. I mean, not Josh Thompson. Josh Thompson was a great mixed martial artist, but he lost to Stephen Thompson, Wonder Boy.
Yes.
Handedly lost to Stephen Thompson. And I think he gets handily beat here. And I just think he gets out wrestled. He hasn't fought a wrestler. Look at all his fights besides Woodley, who Woodley turned into not a wrestler. He was a striker in the UFC.
Right.
He didn't fight any wrestlers. Michael
Right.
Chiesa is a problem. He's going to get this win. He's going to get it by sub, I think.
I think you're right.
Yep.
I think
And
you're
we
absolutely
got to
right.
crush it. We got to throw a big bet on that. Michael
Yeah.
Chiesa.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Next
All right,
fight.
next one is really fucking awesome as well.
Yes. Like, maybe the best on the card. Jose Aldo, minus 129, 8,600 on DraftKings versus Pedro Munhoz, plus 100, 7,600 on DraftKings. What side do you like here, Scott?
Aldo.
Me too. Screw it. Gotta roll with our boy Aldo.
I can't not take him.
No. You have to take him. The thing is, that win against Chito Vera was great.
Yeah.
He showed that even if he's not getting the best of the striking, he's still Jose Aldo, and he can fucking wrestle. He can wrestle and he can grapple his ass off. He lost to Peter Yan, but people forget early on in that fight, he was winning.
Yep.
He got tired. And then he lost to Volkanovski. No shame in that. He beat Moicano, who's a fucking beast. He beat Jeremy Stevens. All his fights, he's continuously fought the top of the division. And I don't think he's lost a step yet. I think he's still the same old Jose Aldo.
Yeah, I
And
I agree. Damn
and
it.
Jimmy Rivera, I don't know how good he is.
Yeah.
That was Pedro Munhoz's last win, and he barely beat him. He also lost to Frankie Edgar. I don't think Jose Aldo loses to Frankie Edgar.
No, I do not.
Yeah. That KO win over Cody Garbrandt, everybody started knocking out Cody. So
Right.
how good of a win is that? Brian Caraway, yeah, he was good for a little while, but where is he now? He hasn't fought
Dead.
in forever. Yeah, he's probably dead.
Bagging
Lost to
groceries.
lost to John Dodson, and John Dodson doesn't beat Jose Aldo.
Right.
I think the play is Aldo. It's probably priced appropriate
Yeah.
at minus 129 for Aldo.
Yeah.
I kind of thought Aldo would be the dog.
I did too, but
Yeah,
I was kind of hoping he would be the dog.
me too. But I still like him at minus 129.
But yeah, I think they got this right.
And that brings us to the main event. Derek, the Black Beast, Lewis,
Yes.
plus 250, 6,800 on DraftKings versus Ciryl Gane, minus 335, 9,400. And Ciryl Gane's the better fighter. He is.
Yes, he is.
I also think he gets knocked the fuck out by the Black Beast.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, breaking down this fight's hilarious because Ciryl Gane is literally better than Derrick Lewis at everything. He really is.
Yeah. 100%. If
But
let's see if Derrick Lewis can get going. His last fight against Curtis Blades, he said he was tired the whole time. Couldn't get going.
yeah, and he knocked the shit out of
Yeah.
Curtis Blades.
He got his ass kicked
Yeah.
for like 12 minutes and then knocked him out into the metaverse,
Yeah,
into the Spider-Verse.
killed him. I like Derrick Lewis. I like him by one punch KO, and he'll probably be getting beat all the way up to it.
He'll probably lose 3 straight rounds.
I like what he said. Y'all should retire if I win this title because you let someone who doesn't know how to fight win it. Like, like okay.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, I didn't even start taking my career seriously up until like 2 fights ago." He was like, "I didn't train jiu-jitsu, I didn't train wrestling, and I didn't do cardio." Like,
Those are like 3 of the most important things.
and it's probably true.
Yeah.
Another specialist who he knows, hey, I just gotta fucking touch you,
Right.
and you're dead.
You can beat the shit out of me for 14 and a half minutes
Right?
and I'm still going to win.
Yeah. Hey, Alexander Volkov knows about that.
Yes.
So yeah, I like him. Were you able to make any DraftKings lineups?
I did, yeah. I have 1,600 left over
Ooh,
because I like mostly dogs in this. And I think that the DraftKings pricing might be a little bit off because, we're
there's
able,
spots.
we're able to exploit some things. So first pick is Derrick Lewis, and then we got Vince Morales, and we got Casey Kenny, Michael Chiesa, Jose Aldo, and Rafael Fiziev.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like that lineup. I'm going to in the lineup right here. I'm gonna fade the main event. I'm gonna go with that Derrick Lewis wins by knockout,
Yeah.
but doesn't land shit else,
Right.
and it's gonna happen later in the fight. So he'll still score high. He'll still get like 90 points.
Yeah.
But if you fade it and you pick 6 other guys that score more than 90 points, that's how you take down a tournament because that main event's going to probably have 99% ownership.
That's true.
But I will have tons of lineups with Derrick Lewis because having a 6,800 guy
Right.
allows you that you think is going to win
Right.
allows you to make some crazy lineups like yours. Yeah, other people are going to have Derrick Lewis, but you left how much money on the table?
1,600.
Yeah, nobody else is going to have that.
Right.
Nobody else is going to have that lineup. So that could be one of the lineups that take down the big tournaments.
Right. And like I could have picked another 9K guy, but like, do I think that fucking Johnny Munoz is a better play than like Michael Chiesa or Vince Morales? No,
Right. Right. Exactly. My
especially
team,
since the judging in these fights has
Texas.
been terrible
Yeah.
in the Texas cards, especially.
Yeah. It's
You
crazy.
can't rely on anything, so you might as well
Mm-mm.
take some dogs.
My team, I went with Menafield, 9,200, just because I'm hoping he gets that round one knockout.
Yeah,
I went with Johnny Munoz, who I'm hoping exploits the wrestling and like the just no experience of Simmons
yeah,
and gets a sub hopefully early on at 91. I'm then going with Melissa Gatto, who, like we said, we don't even necessarily think she's going to win. I think she's a better DraftKings play than Bet, just because if she does win, it'll be by sub, guaranteed.
yeah,
Then Vince Morales, we're on him. I'll have
yeah,
him in probably every lineup.
yeah.
Michael Chiesa, same thing. I'll have him every lineup, and then round it out with Odie Osborne, 72, and that leaves $200 on the table.
Mm.
Just something a little different. I
Yeah,
usually
yeah,
always have the main event in my lineups, trying to
yeah.
see fade that.
Try something
But
different.
we'll be back on in a little bit with a little guest from Pablito,
Yeah, yeah. We better hop
Dustin
off now.
Poirier's boy. Yeah.
Yep. All right, bud.
All right.
Talk to you in 10.
Yep.